Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Dave Adams. This is the second video on the topic of HTML elements. In this video, we're going to tackle two major categories of HTML elements, and these categories are block level elements and inline elements. Let's get right into it. Now, block level elements are elements that always start on a new line or have a line break at the top and at the bottom, or a margin before and after the element. Now, block elements often take up the available space, and some examples are div, the heading tags, and on ordered lists, block codes, and pre. Let's get into Visual Studio Code to see what I mean. We have two block level elements right here, H1 and H3. And then this is the previous code. This is the code from the previous video, where I talked about HTML elements. Now going into the browser, we have our H1 tag and our H3 tag. We can see that there's a line break in between them. Now, if we select this and inspect and go, now you can see the space that I'm talking about, the line break, which is now highlighted. Now when I click on the H3 as well, you can see it also has a line break at the top and at the bottom. And this is a characteristic that block level elements possess. Inline elements, on the other hand, can appear within sentences and do not have to appear on a new line of their own. Examples of inline elements are the A tag, span, label, strong, button, select, and so on. We're going to go into Visual Studio Code to have a demonstration of what I'm talking about. Now we still have our block level element here. And then I use the span for this example. So we have two span elements. And we're going to go into the browser to see how they look. As demonstrated earlier, our block level elements have the margins in between. And you can see that there's a margin in between the block level element and the inline element. Now for the inline element, you can see that they are on the same line. They don't start on a new line. They don't have margins in between them. But notice how there's a space here. What causes this is the fact that the browser interprets any white space as just one space. So we have all this space to the end of the line right here, and we also have space here. But unless specified, the browser just interprets it as one space, like you just hitting the space bar once. So now when we eliminate that space by bringing the elements close, that space is going to be eliminated within the browser. Now, trying to do that to the block level elements won't cause any change. They'll still have their margins in between them, as you can see. Another thing I want you to note is the fact that inline elements can go into block elements. They can be nested within block level elements. Now I'm going to demonstrate how inline elements typically go into block level elements. First of all, I'm going to declare my block level element, which is the H1 tag. I'm going to put some text within and then use two inline elements within the block level elements. Now let's say I want to make the block level and the inline, I want to transform them to italics. I'm going to use my I tag. Oh no. I'm also going to copy this and place it somewhere here. And I'm going to place my inline text, within my italics tag, and also my block level within this one. Now, as you can see within the browser, we have italics being applied to the block level and then the inline text. They're all within the same line, right? But you can't have an H1 within another H1 tag, or an H3 within another. I mean, you can do it, but it's not going to bring out good results. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we're going to talk more about the other categories of HTML elements.